Students, today I am going to deliver a lecture on the topic of ER diagram conversion to relational tables. Students, as I have said earlier in my previous lectures, that the ER diagram is a conceptual design, is a conceptual or logical detail of a database, and that represent a database pictorially. But for the physical implementation, we need to convert the ER diagram into the relational tables. Okay, so let's see the some basic rules for the ER diagram conversion. So first rule says to the convert all the entities in the ER diagram to tables. As you can see here, in this slide, ER diagram. Okay, so here employee, department ID, department, project, and the dependent. Here these all are the entities. Okay, so so first rule says we will convert all we will create a table correspond to each entity of a ER diagram. Next rule says create columns correspond to all single valued attribute of an entity. Okay, so here the employee is an entity. Okay, so here the employee is having both multi-valued attribute and the single valued attribute and the composite attribute. As you can see, address here is the composite attribute, employee ID is a single valued attribute, and the phone number is a multi-valued attribute, and age is a single valued attribute. So here in the case of employee, we will create column for the age and the employee ID, but we will not create the column for the phone number because it is a multi-valued attribute. Okay, and the composite attribute as well. So next rule says uh, for the key attribute of the ER diagram, okay, we will consider it as the primary key of the table. Okay, so here in the case of employee ID is the key attribute because it is underlined. Okay, we will make the employee ID the primary key of the relation employee. Okay, and in the case of department, we will create a table, we will make the department ID a primary key of the relation department. Okay, similarly for the project, we will make project ID a primary key for the relation project. Okay, next rule says declare the foreign key column if applicable. Okay, if any attribute is satisfying the condition of the foreign key, then make it as a foreign key. Okay, next rule says any multi-valued attributes are converted into new table. Okay, so uh, for a multi-valued attribute, we need to convert into a new table. Okay, so why we are doing this? I'm explaining you. I will explain by the help of that slide. As you can see here, in the case of multi-valued attribute, uh, uh, in the case of multi-valued attribute, for each value of our attribute, the whole attribute values of our employee will be repeated. Okay, as you can see here, so Sohan is having 3 mobile numbers. Okay, due to this, the whole detail of Sohan is repeating in every tuple. Okay, so in 3 tuples, the whole detail of Sohan is repeating, means employee ID, his name, age, date of birth, all are repeating. Okay, and also, so employee ID will not become will no longer a primary key because the employee ID is also repeating in that relation. Okay, so what we need to do here, we will create the new table for the multi-valued attribute. Okay, so here phone number is a multi-valued attribute, that is why we will create a new table here. Okay, so and in that new table, we will we will place the multi-valued attribute and the primary key of the uh, entity. Okay, so here the employee ID is the primary key, so that is why in that new table I have placed the primary key employee ID. Okay, and so employee ID is the primary key of the employee and the multi-valued attribute. Okay, But now question arises, in that new table, which one will be the primary key? Okay, as you can see here, employee id is repeating here. Okay, and since the phone number is not a key attribute, therefore there can be a possibility that the phone number can be repeated in two tuples. Okay, so that is why in that case we will make employee id plus phone number both a single primary key. Okay, and this relation will no longer the phone number attribute. Okay, so this is how we will uh, we will manage the multi-valued attribute. Okay, so in the case of multi-valued attribute, we will create new table for the multi-valued attribute, and in the new table we will make the we will place the multi-valued attribute and the primary key of the entity. Okay, so next rule says what? If there are any composite attribute in the ER diagram, then we will create the column for every attribute of the composite attribute. As you can see here, the address is a composite attribute and its attribute are street, city. Okay, so we will make columns for street and city as well. Okay, but we will not create any column for the address here. Okay, next rule says what? For next rule is for the weak entity. Okay, so we all know the concept of weak entity. Okay, so this is the case of weak entity here. Okay, here the employee is a strong entity because it is having a primary key employee id, and here the dependent is a weak entity as it is not having any primary key, and dependency is the weak relationship which is present between the weak and the strong entity. Okay, so here we cannot keep dependent table as we cannot keep the the relational table of a weak entity in separately. Okay, because we cannot identify the Sohan 34 is dependent on what on which employee. Okay, and the Sohan 30 is dependent on which employee. Okay, so here we cannot map the dependent in that relationship. Okay, so that is why we need to merge the both tables, the weak relationship with the weak entity here. Okay, so we will merge and result as a result of this we will get that table here. Okay, in that table we have merged both the dependency and the dependent. Okay, so attributes will be the employee id, dependent name, age, and the working status. Okay, so so whenever we get any weak entity, what we will do, we merge both the weak relationship and the weak entity. Okay, so here in that ER diagram we will merge dependency with the dependent. Okay, weak dependency is the weak relationship and the dependent is the weak entity. Okay, and so next rule says what? We will create a table correspond to each relationship. Okay, so here in that case the relationships are works on, project, allotment are the relationships. Okay, uh, and the dependency is also relationship. Okay, so for the relationships what we do here, we will create a new table for each relationship, and then we will add the primary key of the participant entities as the attribute of the new table. Okay, so here you can see in the case of project allotment, the participants are the employee and the project. Okay, and the primary key of the employee is employee id, and the primary key of the project is the project id. Okay, so what we will do here, we will add both primary so both employee id and the project id in we will add both employee id and the project id in the table of project allotment. Okay, and next rule says what, if there are any one-to-one relationship, and it is having any and both are having a partial participation, then we will merge any of the participant with the relationship. Okay, and the next rule says if there is any relationship is having one-to-one cardinality, and at least one of them is having a total participation, then we will merge uh, both entities and the relationships. Means that we will get a single table for the whole relationship and the entities. Okay, if there are any relationship, and the next rule says if there are any relationship which is having cardinality of many to one, then we will merge the relationship with the participant entity that belongs to the many side. Okay, as you can see here, the relationship between employee and the project is many to one. Okay, and the employees belongs to the side of many. Okay, so what we do here, we will merge the entity employee with the project allotment. Okay, uh, so we will merge the employee with the project allotment here. And if there is any relationship many to many, then we don't do any minimization. Okay, means that in the case of the employee and the department, okay, so employee department are related with the relationship works on. Okay, and the relationship cardinality is many to many. Okay, so in the case of many to many, we cannot do any minimization. Okay, so we will do nothing here. Okay, in that case. So this is how we represent the relational database. Okay, so here the every rectangle box is correspond to each relational table. Okay, it is having one partition, and the upper partition we will we place the name of a relation. Okay, and the second part of the second part we place the attributes. Okay, so here as you can see here, so employee here is the relation. Okay, and these are the attributes. Okay, here in the red color I have represented the primary key. Okay, so employee emp id here is the primary key. Okay, so as you can see here, I have created a new table for the phone number here, and I have placed the employee id and the phone number in the as attribute. Okay, so here employee id and the phone number both are the part of a primary key. That is why I have represented by the red color. Okay, so here employee id here is the foreign key. That is why I have mentioned as a foreign key. Why? Because the employee phone number relation refer the relation employee to get the detail of an employee by the help of employee id. Okay, so here the employee phone number is the referencing relation and employee is the reference relation. Okay, and since the employee id has the primary key, and that is why we can say that the employee id will be the foreign key in that relation. Okay, so here arrow is also present. Okay, here here the arrow is representing the referencing. Okay, so always we place the arrow between the referencing and the reference relation. Okay, and the direction of the arrow will always be from the reference to the referencing relation. Okay, as you can see here, this is the referencing relation, and that one is the this one is the reference relation. So I have placed the arrow from reference to referencing relation. Okay, so also you can see here, this is the relationship works on. this is the table for the work zone. Okay, so in that relationship I have placed the employee id and the department id as the attribute, because the employee id is the primary key of the employee entity, and the department id is the primary key of the department entity. Okay, that is why I have placed both attribute in the relationship. Okay, and since is the attribute of the work zone, which is already present in the ER diagram. Okay, so you can see here the relationship works on. Okay, and the employee and the department are the participants, and that is why I have placed the employee ID and department ID in the table of work zone, and since is the already is the attribute of the work zone. Okay, next is what I have created here the table for the project allotment as well. Okay, so here employee id and the project id will be the attribute, because the employee id is the primary key of employee and the project id is the primary key of the project. Okay, so here employee id will be the foreign key in the relation of project allotment, because the employee id has the primary key, and also the project id will be the foreign key here, because the project id here is the primary key. Okay, so as I've said, so direction of the arrow will be from the reference to referencing. Okay, here this will be the reference relation and this will be the referencing relation. Okay, and in that case between the project allotment and the project will be the reference relation, and the project allotment will be the referencing relation. Okay, here this is the table for the dependency, means the weak relationship, and this is the weak entity. As I have said, we will merge both the weak relationship and the weak entity. Okay, so here I will merge the dependency and the dependent. Okay, so in the next slide you can see here I have merged both the weak relationship and the weak entity and their table. Okay, so here the attribute will be the dependent name, employee id, age, and the working status. Okay, here employee id will be the foreign key, because that table will refer the employee project allotment table for to get the detail of an employee. Okay, by the help of employee id, and here employee id is the primary key. That is why we will consider employee id in the table employee dependent as a foreign key. And also as you can see I have merged that employee and the project allotment, because the because this relationship is many to one relationship. Okay, and the employee is belongs to the many side. Okay, and I have said we always merge the entity of the many side with the relationship. Okay, means that we will merge employee and the project allotment both. Okay, so you can see here I have merged the both relations. Okay, and the attributes will become employee id, employee name, age, state, city, and the project id. Okay, here the project id will be the foreign key. Why? Because the project id here is the primary key, and that table will refer that table to get the id to get the detail of a project by the help of project id. Okay, that is why the project id will be considered as the foreign key in that table. Okay, so this is how we create the ER diagram into the relational database. Okay, thank you.